Hey everybody, Glee here. Today we're going to do some yoga and some martial arts. I'm going to do some more review some sequences from Shorinji Kempo and uh, add on from that a little bit further with that. Today I only got my black unlabeled martial arts top because I'm retiring the Cook Sewell one that had the Korean flag and all that stuff on it, because no one left in Calgary, in this city where I am, is training. There was like a group of 8 of us black belts, and after the head instructor got cancer, they just stopped practicing. So there's no sense in me wearing the Cook Sewell 1 uniform if I'm the only one in the city. Not the only one in the province. There's a guy with a club in Vermilion that's doing pretty good, but Calgary just floundered and flopped. So that way I can just use this as a plain Hapkido or black martial arts top if I ever go to another school and train or something. But we're gonna move slowly through some yoga, and then we'll get into the Shorinji Kempo. Seated meditation.
Same here. Let's take our arms up overhead. Inhale. Keeping the shoulders down. You can gaze up towards your fingers. You can press the palms together or have them a little bit apart. Again, it's up to you. Good. And then opening up the arms, forward fold. Now, forward, deep forward fold. Now, if you're a little more experienced, you can bring your hands down to the mat. If it's not quite happening yet for you, you can always hold on to your shins. Or if that's not happening, maybe bring your arms a little bit more up. For you, bring your hands on either side. From here, inhale, you got our length, you elongate the spine. Exhale, bend both knees, step or hop back, bending both elbows as you come down into chaturanga. Good. Rolling over the toes as you push yourself up, rolling the shoulders back into up dog.
Just gonna stay here a little bit. This is a bad thing that I
Exhale,
don't
rolling
need.
back over the toes, lifting the hips up high towards the sky into your downward dog. Good. From here, pressing in both palms, middle finger in the middle of the wrist. So it's a nice solid base. You draw all kinds of energy from your mat all the way up the palms, the arms, shoulders back. So you can imagine your shoulder blades meeting in the middle of the back, pushing your hips diagonal high up towards the sky. Feet are hip width apart so you're nice and solid. And then relax the heels down towards the mat. So eventually, maybe in the beginning, you're a little bit more up onto the toes. If it's very uncomfortable on the hamstrings, just bend your knees a little bit. Good. From here, let's take towel pose first. So come down onto the knees, buttocks onto the heels, and rest your forehead down towards the mat. Stretching your arms out towards the front. This is a perfect pose to rest whenever you need to during class, in between poses. If downward dog is too much, come to this pose and just take your time to get it together. So we're nice and relaxed. Second option is to bring the hands on either side, like Octavia is showing here, on either side of the body. Good. All right. Bring the hands forward. Let's press back into a downward facing dog. Good. So from here, inhale, step or hop the feet forward. Gather length, look up. Exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, reaching the arms up overhead, so reverse the dive. And exhale, bring your hands back towards the side. Good. That's your sun salutation 8. So moving into our B extended series from here. So inhale, bend both knees, reaching your arms up overhead, Utkatasana. Exhale to forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, gotta length, look up. And exhale, step or hop, Chaturanga. Nice. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog, hips nice and high. From here, inhale, step the right foot towards your hands. Shift the back heel in so you can bring your arms up overhead. Push yourself up. Then you open up on an exhale. Virabhadrasana, be warrior two. Arms shoot straight out of the shoulders. You can keep your fingers together or spread them nice and wide. Good. This right knee is nice and deeply bent. Knee is a little bit over the ankle, not over the toes. If that's happening for you, you can widen your stance a little bit. From here, we go into warrior three. Forearm comes up and over. Left hand comes down to the calf. If that's too much, bring your left hand onto the hip. You can gaze up towards the hand or gaze backwards towards your back leg. Good. Now tuck that tailbone under, keeping the belly nice and strong at all times. That's it. Good. Inhale, tip back. Windmill the arms up and around on either side of the foot, and then you step back into your lower push-up. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale, step the left foot forward, pivot the back heel in, bring the arms up. Exhale to open up into warrior two. Rotate the shoulders back. Good. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale there, go a little bit deeper. Perfect. Inhale, windmill the arms up and around on either side of the foot, shoulder distance apart, step the foot back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. You get a chance to breathe here, 3 to 5 breaths. And then finish up. Inhale, step or hop the feet forward, look up at the horizon. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend both knees. And exhale, return to Samasthiti.
Okay, we're going to take a moment to talk about vinyasa. Now,
okay, I guess that wasn't too long for yoga. Don't have the patience for it today, I guess. Just want to get into some martial movement. Don't know why I'm so impatient with it. So one of the techniques, let me move the mat out of the way so I'm not tripping on a sticky mat. Injure myself more. Just working off the leg injury. He's been bugging me lately. So I got the kinesio tape on. So one of the techniques that I was working on was this hook and pull and punch to the head, and in Shorinji Kempo they call it Hangetsu. I know it by a different name, Hikake, hook and pull. You do a punch or a hook and pull. You can do a kick, but the same motion also can be applied to an arm bar or into a throw. And in their case, they're using it as part of the goho, the hard style. So hooking and punching to the neck, or I guess it would be the neck. So going through some of their parries again. They've got an open-handed parry like this, so the hand is open. And then they have a fist parry going to that other side, so one side like this, the other side like this. Do that on the other side. One side, the other side. One side, the other side. So Ishin Ryu does an inward block like this with the fist and the flat of the arm. I think it's pretty similar to that. And then this is just like a, people sometimes do that outer block, but they're doing it with an open hand instead of the fist. One way and the other, and if people were doing a combination, you could do this if you're quick enough. Just for form, we'll do it slowly. Just review off of so someone's coming in and punching or stepping off to their outside and countering. Coming in, stepping off, parrying, and counter, and we're sinking into that punch. So our heel is lifted. I don't know if you can see this far, but the heel is lifted. We do that when we do that punch. Just naturally happens that way. We can block on our flat feet, but in order to do that hip twist properly, we need to be coming up onto the ball of our foot and turning. So let's actually get into a review. Sometimes they counter with punches, sometimes they counter with kicks. So the first one actually is, so he's coming in, we're blocking, and then punching. So it's that outer block first, stepping off to the side, and punching. So he's coming in, a little bit of footwork to get us off their line of attack. You don't want to overturn too much because then that's just the wrong angle of positioning. Just something that's nice and quick gets us off that line of attack. We got the arm still covering, and then we do that counter punch to the floating ribs. That's how I think it's explained here. As we're going through a bunch of different techniques. Yeah, he is doing a counter punch to the body. So upper level parry, and then a counter punch to the body. We'll do that a few more times. Just remove the media first so I don't. When I make it to the halfway mark on stream, my Ko-fi page will come up. So if you do like what you see, by all means, please buy me a coffee to help me stream more. Actually, let's just go on to the next one. So the next one. I might have added on to that one. Let's just see. It's just, the other one was just the old man doing it. It's that same thing, getting off that line of attack and hitting to the floating ribs. Not that hook and pull yet. This is just a normal parry. This is brand new to me. That's why it's not quite. It's going over some points. So the next one is that outward arm parry now. And that punch to the floating ribs. So the first one we were doing was stepping off that hand parry, countering this time. This time we're doing the other block. Did I get that right? That angle right? Okay, yeah. So stripping off the angle, counter correction. This time is coming in. We're blocking with that inward forearm block, so we're using flat of the arm. Roll up these sleeves, might be easier to see some of these motions. So you can incorporate throws into a lot of these things. So anyway, that first one, using that open-handed parry and counter attack. This time, using that flat of the arm and punching. Maybe not quite so vertical punch. Maybe it's more like a close punch with the knuckles facing the ground. So not vertical, but kind of into the body like that. It does look more like he's doing that. I just have to make sure I get the right. So he's kind of stepping on the outside and around, but he is doing that. A close punch to the body. So once again, from the angle, stepping out that line of attack and countering. There's the next one. We're using that inward forearm block. We're still getting out of the way and hitting into the floating ribs at the same time. So ideally, they want these things to be fluid, not like karate. So it wouldn't be like block, punch as two separate units. Ideally, boom, boom. For one, and then nice and smooth. both arms moving at the same time. First one, second one, keeping that parrying arm in the way and contouring off their arm that was just punching, and perhaps giving a kick, and boom, hitting them on the floating ribs. We need the footwork, so we're getting off that. Doing it straight onto them because that's absorbing their maximum damage. They're doing footwork for a reason. They're doing these blocks and evasions at the same time for a function. Now we need to get that leg over a little bit more. There we go. So as soon as that parry comes out, that punch is right there. It's not boom, boom. It's the same time. So they're punching. Now you're knocking it away and hitting them in the floating ribs. So that's 1 and 2. There's one with a kick too. Well, it's just, yeah, it looks like the lower block, or lower parry. So one side, the other side, and then lower parry from the other side, middle parry, other middle parry, and lower. So this time it's a lower block. And at the same time, you're doing that lower block. Stepping forwards, lower parry, kick. Now, is that against a punch? This one's kind of a side kick on the cover. This is a side kick with that same outward hand parry. So on the cover there, someone's coming with a punch. Boom. Or sorry, with the side kick is what he's doing. At the same time, but that's not the technique we were doing. Low parry and counter front kick. Oh, that might have been side kick as well. No, it is a front kick. It's definitely a front kick. Oops. Definitely front kick. You're stepping over with a crossover step. Or stepping back. Yeah, the guy attacking, he's crossover stepping out, right? That's right, because it's the leg switch. It's like the Taekwondo switch kick. So I'm going to get the camera down for the angle and then incorporate that into the full movement, the full expression of this martial sequence. So Taekwondo switch kick. You're jumping up and kicking at the same time. That's what the Shorinji Kempo particular sequence is about. So someone's attacking and boom, we're doing that low parry in front. And we're getting off their line of attack. And as I thought they were actually moving in, but they're actually, he's moving back, so that's how he's getting into that cross-legged position. Lower level parry and then kick. Let's just make that a little more fluid and a little more cohesive. Okay, I've got the other hand. And it's not really low. It is, but it isn't. And it's against a punch, so it might even be. Looks like it might actually be a cross boost. The person's coming in with a punch, and you can kickbox this if you want, even if it's a kickboxing type punch. And our Shorinji Kempo person is kicking them to the pelvis as opposed to the chest, because the chest you can armor up by doing push-ups and things. They're aiming for vital points of the body, and kicking the pelvis, even if a woman or a child kicked an adult in the pelvis, that's the best way to knock them down, is kicking them into the pelvis instead of trying to kick at their chest. The chest requires flexibility. The pelvis is accessible for anyone to reach. Even a child could elbow someone in the pelvis and knock them down. And your center of gravity is closer to the hips, so getting your hips manipulated can throw you off balance a lot easier than someone hitting you in your upper body, trying to knock you down that way. Shit, that got a little wet. I might be getting two techniques mixed up here. Yeah, it's just kind of doing like a switch kick, ideally. So, yeah, it's more like a crossbody. That way, because if you're at low, you'd have to clear your arm out of the way before you did that counter kick. Because if it was here, you'd be kicking into your own hand, and you don't really want to do that. You don't want to lift your elbow up and throw that block out of place. So it's more. And like I said, it's not like a karate 1, 2. It's more like at the same time. And you'll be able to do that from the other side as well. Just have to make sure that that parry is there. Now you can balance. You can isolate these movements. You can isolate the footwork. And have it all together. So again, let's start that from the top. So first one, outward parry, counter punch. Next one, Go to Cherry, punch to the floating ribs. Next one. Parry and counter kick. So the first two had the fist as the counter. And then the third one, the counter is a kick. Well, let's check shot. Maybe, oh, yeah, my Ko-fi streamed long enough for the Ko-fi link to go up. So, yeah, I just needed a little bit of movement today. I didn't do too much yoga. I'll do more. I'm just slowly getting to the Dragon Vinyasa method. I've done the Budokan and can only get so far from that. I tried Ryoka, but wasn't enough martial arts in it. Let's get my sweaty face in here. At least I sweated in the new uniform top, so that's good. So Duncan Wang's stuff is martial fusion, but some of it's pretty esoteric and not easily for beginners or intermediates. So I think this is the last one. I'll actually stick with this one this time. It's the only martial fusion that I don't have any issue with the founder of it. And it's pretty similar. I've done similar type Ashtanga yoga before, so that's not too far different. Let me just get that link for you up in chat. Great, misspell. One dumb misspell. Yep, here's their homepage. So this is when I'm going to put the link up in chat. Check them out. What I came across in some of my searches. So what I'm going to do with and try and stick with now for a period of time for my yoga elements of my yoga and martial arts fusion. Nope, it's not the crap. Oops. There we go. Didn't put a space in. Okay, let's see if there's somebody to raid. Got to rebuild my flexibility after the injury, and just because aging is getting me really stiff lately too. And my cardio and my endurance isn't the greatest lately. I did have was recovering from pneumonia, so I hope it's not back. I don't feel like it's back, but it might take a while to get that lung capacity back up again after that. We'll see. We'll see who else is doing fitness and health. So we went over some basic parries, even though we actually didn't do low parry, and counters with punches and kicks from a little bit more fluid perspective and footwork getting out of the way instead of taking the damage directly like a kickboxer. So it looks like there's a bunch of weightlifting. Okay, there's a guy doing cardio. So if you want to do that, I guess we'll go raid him. ZC, I think. Hopefully he's still going to be streaming for a little bit. Gotta make sure I get the spelling of that right. So not too many people doing health and fitness at this point in time. And most of it's weightlifting. It's oh no, he's still there. Good. Maybe I should try and. No, you're not gonna let me. Can't cut and paste. Oh, this raid is so fun. I think I got the spelling right. Fingers crossed. This raid will happen. Hooray! I typed it in properly after the third time. Okay, next time, folks, I'll try and do more yoga. I will do more yoga, and I'll try and get through more complicated martial arts sequences. It was just a nice kind of semi-kickboxing flow, even though kickboxers usually don't parry with open hands. They have gloves on, and they might do like that Hangetsu type movement or that hook and pull, but with gloves, Not quite as easy to get that hand position to fit in that. Bring the guard down and counterpunch them in the neck or the head. So here we are, we're rating, and hopefully this guy's doing pretty good. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.